Hail brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Kingdoms and Castles, where I've just renamed our first church to the Shrine of Remembrance, which I thought was a really awesome name for it. This is a naming request from a good old sundowner. Something, if I remember right, about where your grandfather was interred, or something like that. It was a mausoleum name. It's a badass name for a mausoleum. Really is. I'd want to be buried there. Or interred there, or whatever the right term is when it comes down to a mausoleum, but I don't know. We've got more building work to do, don't we? We've got loads more stuff to get on with. We've got to finish things over here, I think. I've got to figure out what I want to put in the rest of this space. And to be keeping an eye on the food, because, yes... I suppose on the subject of food, we could put a baker's in. I ain't got a bakery around here yet. Yeah, it's trying to figure out what to do with things like, you know, a like 2x3 sort of space. I'm just trying to figure out the actual dimensions of all this sort of stuff. What I might do, because we don't need bridges coming down along this stuff. We'll leave that bridge there. We'll change these for stone. We'll do that. And then we're going to tear all this one up. And then we're just going to put road down this way. We'll keep a bridge coming down towards the tower on this corner, however, because we are going to need that. And yeah, we're going to stick a baker in here. And then we can put a manor and a cottage in behind. I think that's a sound plan. So that sorts out that little section. We've got a little one-tile gap here, so we could put a well in this space. And we'll put one over there as well, because that's going to help to reduce the fire risk on those towers. Then... a couple of manors in here. I'm trying to rotate things with the scroll wheel at the moment. I've been playing a lot of Satisfactory in my over this weekend, so it's kind of become my default sort of, you know, set of controls has been, you know, using the scroll wheel to try and spin things around and rotate. But I think that's a pretty good job. I'm going to change... no, actually, that's fine as it is there. I am going to change this one. Instead of having a manor, we're going to have a cottage. And then I want to get another library. Just a little one. Just a little library. I mean, we do have this one over here, but I want to make sure that they don't get too crowded. It never hurts to give people more places they can go and get books. And I suppose another clinic. Another clinic could be a good option. Gives us much more protection when it comes down to plagues and illness and all that sort of stuff. Oh yeah. That addition of the stone bridge is just perfect there. Really nice option, especially like kind of encasing the Noria in all of this. Having it just be within everything. I like this. Yeah, another little section of the kingdom that I'm very happy with. Yeah, I'm going to need to figure out what the food situation is going to be like. We might need to start thinking about expanding the food now that we are building a ton more homes. That's another 1, 2... That's well over another 100 beds. So I have a feeling, yeah, food I think is going to start struggling. I don't know which is not quite ready to talk. Oh, next year. We're close. I wonder what she's going to ask for this time. Because that Viking smite last week was... oh, that was a fantastic thing. It's a shame I can't use it for like another 40 years. This stockpile has gotten very full of charcoal. This is pretty good. Not so much in the wood. Oh, this is just full of wood. So that's not a problem. At all. Not in the slightest. You are doing alright over there. I don't think anybody's got any complaints. Nobody lives that far out, so they're certainly not going to be complaining about the smell or anything. Yeah, I think the... Why is this house on fire? It's not even been built. Who's setting fire to my construction zones? Somebody fess up. Hold on. Tell me who it was. You there. Alan Tralgador. I know you've recently stepped in mud, but tell me you set that fire. He's been very tight-lipped about this. I may have to have words with the ministry about this one. Do I have a ministry? I don't know. I don't understand my own political system here. It's probably not very good. Oh, I just thought I might need a market down this way. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that manor. And I'm going to put a market here in its place. The town square just about covers all the houses down this way. I don't know if... I can't tell anyway, because we haven't got any residents in the building. But... I don't know, I have a feeling that... that's only just going to be within range. I mean, it's not a huge issue. I wasn't really thinking about building more housing out this way. I don't think. I mean, we've got mostly fertile land over this way. So, you know, should be fine. Right. My dear witch, what would you like today? I'm building a scale. I'm curious to know if I weigh more than a duck. Could you send 84 wood within 2 years? I can send you that right now. Dragon Smite. And apparently my Viking Smite... Surely it's not been 45 years since I used that. I used that at the end of the last episode, so it's not... That's not... I don't know. Let's chat again in 7 years. Okay. Why was the... Oh, the exclamation mark's gone now that I actually clicked on it. I suppose, you know, that would help. My food intake is not quite as rapid as I would have liked. So, you know what? I think it's time for some more farms. Oh! We've got another upgrade! Midfield is now a thriving kingdom. Your kingdom is strong and has many times overcame hardships that would have crushed a lesser ruler. Your people respect you greatly. Well, that's just wonderful news. So what did we do? Did we briefly break 1,500? I'm assuming we must have, because we're around that mark, and I think people either just died or left. Yeah, it's one of, one of those things in life. It's like, what are you going to do today? I don't know, I might just die. I mean, I could leave. But, I don't know, dying might just be a bit easier. Let's get all this stuff down. End up creating more jobs for people, which I'm sure they'll all be massively grateful for. I'm sure they're all dying to go and work. That's the attitude we all have in life, isn't it? Eager to wake up in the morning and go to work, regardless of how good your job may or may not be. Our food just went down into the minus numbers. So getting these farms set up is going to be the perfect opportunity, really. It was the perfect timing. I mean, it looks like a good yield. But, I mean, obviously all I'm seeing is the big numbers when the harvest comes in. I'm not seeing, the amount of food that's actually being consumed. But I think once this winter has passed, we're going to inspect what the land is like over this way. I want to get a feel for the land and see where we could go from here. Whether it means like working on some more residential stuff, or if we're going to be looking at expanding some more industries, I don't know. I mean, everything at the moment is really quite fine. But it looks like we could be looking at a lot of barren land over this way. We've got some very fertile, but a lot of the tiles that I'm clicking on just randomly seem to be barren. So I'm considering another sort of residential district. This barren land seems to stretch around quite a ways around this way. I think we might have less. I mean, we do still have some very fertile land over this side. In, more than just like a single tile. So it would be worth turning some of this into farming at the very least. I don't know if I'm going to do that for all of the fertile land. What I might start off with would be to just chop away, like, just a couple of tiles away from what I currently hold. I'm trying to figure out how to map out the stuff that I want to work with, the land that I can use. What I'm thinking I might do is maybe try and put down like a road to create some sort of border, because the trees won't grow across the road. And I think the Vikings will just, like, if the Vikings and the dragons come around, I think the roads are something that they'd ignore. Oh, and at the very least, it would just leave rubble if they were to burn things. Which means that I would be able to just easily track the areas that I had cordoned off. Yes, we do have dragons and Vikings coming in at the same time, which obviously is going to keep all of our soldiers very busy. We'll get everybody out into their positions, and we'll just wait. I was going to say wait the coming storm, but it's already pissing down, so may as well just sit there and just realise you've forgotten your brolly. Vikings are inbound. Where are they coming from? Oh, right over where I'm working. Bloody hell. You are some sneaky bastards, you really are. No, I'll keep that road as it was coming along here. Dragons arrived as well. They're coming from the complete opposite side. It looks like a fairly small trio of dragons today. This year. Oh, and you guys brought ogres as well. I see. How quickly can I kill them? One peasant was recently killed by a dragon. Well, that's not on. How was he killed? Did the dragon land on him or something? That's the only way I can figure that he would have died. I think this is the only way they're going to get any damage done on my walls these days. They're not having much luck. Oh, food has definitely gone up into the plus numbers again. 202 total change from last year. None of them seem to be retreating yet, so that's a shame. I guess we'll just continue to kind of plot out this land. Oh, they're still coming in. I feel like I've been sitting here for ages. What's taking you guys so long? Were the winds not with you? Were the winds against you? From that, I would assume so. I quite like this method of mapping out the land that I'm going to be able to use. It probably seems, unnecessary to do things this way. I don't know, I like the idea of going into this with like an idea of what room I have to work with and what areas I'm going to be able to take advantage of for the purposes of food production. Wish that lightning would stop. Do you want to just calm down, please? Ooh, the witch has beckoned me to her door once again. Very well, the king will heed this call as soon as he's issued orders for putting down a little bit more road. Doesn't help that the peasants have got to walk all the way around this to get to something that they could just go out this gate for. So what I might do is tell them that they need to chop these trees as well. Just, we can speed up like the transport of wood and all that sort of stuff, along with the peasants themselves. They'll be able to move around a lot quicker and easier. Okay, Madam Witch, what would you care for today? 172 gold? Sure. Wonderful, I'm working up some spells for you. Let's chat again in 6 years. Relationship status, friends. Did that change from the really likes you one? I don't know. I think these dropped in price. Which is obviously fine. Okay, right, so I think we've unlocked all the spells we're going to get from her. Any charitable contributions we make going forward are probably just going to result in discounts. And who doesn't love a discount? Discounts are amazing. Especially when you're a type bastard like me. Okay, it's taken quite a few in-game years and quite a few real-world minutes to finally get this sort of rough map of this area. So the majority, the vast majority of this is just plain, barren, boring-ass land that we can't really do anything with, other than build housing and industry. So we want to take advantage of as much of this as possible, so we're getting rid of the moat. I mean, currently, up to a point, most of this is fertile, so I may leave things over this way. Trying to think of the best way to handle things right now, because wood supplies have gone through the roof thanks to this little clearing project, and if I were to try and issue a job to clear the whole damn thing, it might... Oh dear, I didn't take people out of their jobs. I mean, it's not costing me money because I've got a high enough tax rate that... Like, even knocking it down to 15%, even 10% is keeping an actual income. I'm going to keep it at 15, though. It keeps the happiness around 94. So that's alright. It could be worse. My peasants would do well to remember that. Right. This entire patch of trees has been issued for chopping. I'm just going to leave it on maximum speed, and we're going to get a rock removal on this wolf cave. I think I might start with things out this way. I'm going to have to be careful about where I put housing. But I mean, this little area here might be getting reserved for food stuff anyway, so this wouldn't be a problem for any housing if it was going to be near the charcoal makers. That's not going to be happening. Oh, bloody hell, guys, you really got to that quickly, didn't you? Woo! And farewell, rock. Goodbye. Ooh, dragons inbound. Better get people back into the towers. Viking is going to be coming around soon as well. I think did I have a notification telling me the witch was ready to talk? No, 2 years. Wrong buttons. God damn those damn wrong buttons. They're always wrong. Yep. I'm standing by that statement. Okay, well, how much space have we got here? We've got kind of 3... Now's the question of what do I do about development around this way? Do I want to leave things open while I start developing things? Because I don't know how I want to structure my walls around any of this. because we've got the mix of terrains. We've got barren, we've got fertile, we've got very fertile. And this could end up being an area that's going to either end up being a bit of a mix of various different things, like some farming, some industry, some housing, or I'm going to want to properly section certain things off. I don't know, this one's going to be a bit tricky. Dragon is inbound. You brought 4 with you this time, did you? Ah, I see. You heard about the other guy who only killed 1 peasant, and you want to do better, do you? Well, you didn't have much luck. Let's see how your friends get on. Down, down. Oh, you actually got off a shot. What the bloody hell was that? Was that fireworks? It looked like some sort of firework went off. I don't know what it was. 18 peasants killed by the dragons? I feel like these guys are getting tougher. Either that or I've got less defences around this way than I thought. Harumph. I might wait for the Viking attack to be out of the way before I start working on any new building around this way. Because chances are, like, I'd place down a single building, which I was going to do. I was going to start putting down some housing. And then as soon as I do that and the Vikings show up, that's the thing they beeline for. They'll come in, their boats will just appear at the shore. They'll lob one of their fucking Molotov cocktails or whatever it is, and the entire thing will just explode and the rest of the kingdom will crumble. I mean, in my head, obviously, that's how it would go down, but chances are they'd have a good go at it. I wouldn't put it past them. The witch is ready for us, though. What do you want today, my dear? Some new shelves. Okay, I can send you that wood. Let's see what happens. So, no reduction in price, but we're friends forever. Ah! BFFs with a witch! Ain't that awesome? Certainly think we could upgrade some of the road that's coming out this way, because some of it is definitely going to end up being a main road going through this area. So we definitely want to do that. We definitely want to upgrade at least a little bit of it. I mean, if I change my mind, then the roads can shift around, and we're really not going to be losing a huge amount of stuff. There's no such thing as a finite resource in this game. Those quarries will just supply stone forever as long as there are people to work them. And if there are people to work the quarries, there are houses that can be taxed. So we can make back everything. It's fine. I don't know why, but I do feel kind of mildly impressed with this little roadmap strategy. Okay, you're coming in from that side. Okay, well that makes my life easier. How many boats are you sending in? 12 ogres again. There seems to be the cap on ogres. I'm surprised that it caps at that. I mean, who knows? Maybe later on it'll increase again, but it doesn't be showing any sign of wanting to do so. Okay, let's think on what we want to do down this way. I feel fairly confident that I can just leave the Viking raid to do his thing. I don't think the army is going to be needed. I don't think any of these walls are going to get taken down, and I think ultimately we're going to be fine. It's just waiting for these cheeky sods to stop pelting rocks at my walls. You and your big fancy boat-mounted slingshots. Oh, that wall is looking a little worse for wear. Never mind. Not a problem. Yeah, I don't think I need to... Yeah, oh. I was going to start putting my efforts towards more construction stuff over this way, but I can see that... we've got another lot, so yeah, alright. And Where the fuck did you guys come from? Are you making land or are you running away? I think you're making land. A peasant died of plague. Ugh. What a time to get the plague, you know, when there's a Viking raid. That's not fair. Not fair in the slightest. Right, this should be the last squad of them. They've been taking their time to actually make land. So it's been a little awkward, just kind of waiting around for him to show. But there we go, that should do it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Good. How is this too far away from the roads? There's a road right here. I don't understand. I mean, I know this all had moat along it, but I deleted that. That can't be why this stuff isn't working. I don't know, let me build some road along here, because I can build road. I'm wondering if it might be some sort of glitch where after removing the moat it still counts as like being awkward with tile placement stuff. Don't know. I'm going to do a little bit of a test, see if we can find out. Okay, now delete all of that. I don't understand why I can't build that there. Is it a problem with this bit of road? Shouldn't be. Everything should be fine. It's doing the same around here. Is it something to do with the walls? It can't be, because everything's fine over this way. That's peculiar. What's caused that? This weird issue that I'm only dealing with here and here. Well, I can place that there. I can place. It's similar to the orchards. It's, you know, it's if a single tile is non-negotiable or something. You know, it's got a weird condition where it's, you know, it doesn't meet the building's standards, I suppose, or the basic requirements. Oh, very strange. What if I were to build road coming up this way? That seems to stretch that out and cover it, but I don't want to have to do that for everything that I'm going to build along here. Oh, that side seems to have sorted itself out, so let's change this. No. This road connection is fine. I don't understand what's going on with this. It's a weird one. I don't get it. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. What I might have to do will be look up on like any kind of community forums and stuff. I'll check Steam, see if anybody else has mentioned this weird little issue. Chances are there, because I have been experiencing the occasional bug, like, you know, that music issue still confuses the hell out of me, and this is just weird. I don't know why the roads have done this, and I can't figure for the life of me why it's not extending enough to me to allow me to build. But I'll try and tackle that stuff in the next episode. What I'll probably do will be go about developing this space before we move on to the rest of all of this. We can start figuring out where we want to put towers and defences. But I think this is probably going to be enough room for us to make a brand new development that could prove to be interesting. If anything, I just want to conquer more of this island. But I think for now I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays or metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment, just leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. The woman who was operating my hyperdrive has disappeared. Did she fall out while we were in hyperspace? Somehow.